live, brother. Oh my gosh.
Not easy.
It's the Sick Show.
It's the Sick Show.
It's the Sick Show.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Sick Show. Man, I got an awesome opportunity here today. We're sitting here with a great friend. Scott Love is in the house. We're going to talk about competitive eating. Did you see the whole Joey Chestnut thing, guys? Ate like 62 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Was that his recent from just a couple days ago?
Yeah, that was from
Okay.
the 4th. And man, I love a hot dog.
I had a couple.
I've always said if I was a hot dog, I'd eat myself. I guess I stole that from Will Ferrell, but it's one of my favorite quotes, and it always gets a giggle out of Jennifer when I say it. So I always say it. You know, anything I can get to make her laugh. If I can get her to laugh after 26 years, I'm doing something right.
Yeah, you still got it.
Well, that's a huge compliment. See, I still got it. I got enough where I can get a chuckle out of her from a comment here or there. But yeah, so this dude, 8 consecutive wins.
Yeah. 63 is not the record, though, is it?
It is not. I think 76.
Which he probably holds also.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to an interview with him on ESPN, and he was talking to a lady, and she said, "Hey, what happened today?" And he said, "Well, we had a rain out, and we thought we were going to be canceled, and that kind of messes with my prep." And I'm thinking, what? No, granted, you got to prep.
Mental prep.
Well, there's some mental prep. There's got to be some physical prep. 70 hot dogs, dude.
Preparation H.
You're going to need that later, that's for sure.
What he needs.
Man. So just going back and thinking about it, there's a competitive eating league, right?
I just found out today.
So Major League Eating. Now, I pulled it up here on the Wikipedia, and I know Wikipedia is a very reliable source.
Yes,
I mean,
it's my go-to source for all information. Just things I find that in my life, that
Right.
I need to know.
You're not going to look up like major medical, that's not going to be your go-to if you got to have like a major medical.
No, just things that I look up personally. All those other things I trust other people to look up.
Well, I'm going to attach a poll to this to see how many people Wikipedia is your go-to. 'Cause as a teacher, I always told my kids, no, don't go to Wikipedia. Right?
Yeah, no, I'm being a little sarcastic there. Wikipedia is not my go-to.
It's not?
No,
Oh, it's definitely mine.
it is not. No,
fine.
matter of fact, the first time I really became really aware of Wikipedia was told in college not to use it as a source, so that's my...
Well, it's become my go-to.
There has to be something to it, or it wouldn't still be around. Now, am I wrong about this? Can anyone add to Wikipedia?
Yes.
See, that would be maybe where...
But here's the thing, and just being honest, and I look at it, and I can show you here on my computer right now. There are references. I mean, so some of these are cited. It's not like, some of the stuff is cited. And think about the people that are really into competitive eating. They're going to go on here and they're going to be highly critical of any information put on there. So if you put on there Kobayashi won this year.
Okay, yeah, you're going to get called out.
Yeah, somebody's going to go in there.
Okay.
That didn't happen. They're going to wipe it out.
Yeah.
But they are like, here it is. There's references, and it's, we're talking about competitive eating. So it's not like we're going to some peer-reviewed article for, educators.
Yeah.
The Sporting News, U.S. Macmillan, SI.com, UPI. So, I mean, some of these are, these are legit news sources for, is eating a sport?
It's a competition. I don't know if it's a sport, but it definitely is a competition. And I mean, is all competition sport? If so, then
well, would a mathematical competition be a sport?
No.
Is golf a sport? God, we're going to make some people mad here.
Yes.
I think it is too. But so with golf, it requires
there's some sort of physicality.
Yeah.
So
with eating,
you got the physicality maybe
so let's
checked.
I'm gonna put this in perspective. when I go to Pizza King, and I love me some Pizza King, we get like the 16-inch Royal Feast. You and I sit down. Now, my eyes instantly go, this is just me, all right? So my eyes instantly go to the middle. And I'm like, okay, there's the middle. That's the line I can't cross because that wouldn't be fair if I ate into Scott's line, into Scott's. It's Scott and Scott here, so it's a little bit dangerous. But if I went into Lovey's line, is that okay?
Yeah.
If I go into Lovey's line of food over there, that would be, I'm crossing a line unless you're an edge person. I don't want to get into all that. If you're an edge person, then I fully support you eating the entire border because I'm a middle person. Are you a middle or edge person for Pizza King?
I like both. I'm
more of a middle person.
Yeah.
But if we open that, if that's brought to our table, you better believe I'm going after that little tiny corner.
Isn't it something? I like that piece too.
Why is that? And I've witnessed other families. It's not just like a chic family thing. Sounds like it's a love family.
You'd think it'd be something that wouldn't be missed, but
we pay attention to it.
Yeah, it's like the best piece of
every time I've ever eaten.
Little.
Yeah, it's just that little tiny piece. But every time I've eaten Pizza King with someone, they all like it's a grab.
Has like one little dice piece of pepperoni on it,
and maybe a minuscule piece of cheese.
Salt. Yeah, a little bit of burnt cheese on it.
What?
Yeah, I love it. Also, probably a Pizza King thing. A lot of people, maybe some of our listeners overseas, may not know what a Pizza King pizza is.
Interesting you said that because I'm going to give a shout out to my nephew, Nick. He is overseas. He's in Germany. When I looked at my analytics the other day, I saw that I had someone listening in Germany. So I sent him a text.
Good.
I said, hey, my analytics say I have a listener in Germany. Is that true? And he said yes. And I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah,
Nick's
great.
listening. I appreciate it. I love all my listeners, but it's my nephew, man. He's in another country. So anyway, I look at that middle line and I think to myself, I'm going to eat to the middle line. But the problem comes in, and please tell me if I'm being inappropriate. The problem comes when we are nearing the end of our meal and I'm slowing down because I go at it fast. I'm a fast eater. My wife gives me crap about it all the time. Maybe it's because I was the youngest and I knew if I didn't eat fast, somebody was going to grab my food, especially like Pizza King. And Pizza King is a treat, so I got to, right? There's some psychology in this. I apologize, listeners. I always get into psychology. But, so as I close in on my mid-pizza border, I start looking to see how far Lovey has eaten into his. And I start calculating in my mind, can he do it? Can he do it? Can he finish his whole half? And if, I'll be honest, if we go out to eat, I'm probably going to buy, right? Because that's the kind of guy I am. Like,
let's go.
He's 100 in. So I'm buying, just so you know. So there's that mental part of me to where I'm like, I bought it. Even though I'm gifting half of that to you, if we're coming towards the end and you're only like half of your half, a quarter of the pizza in, and I'm closing in on, 7/8 or something, I'm getting all technical in math. I apologize, but I'm going to start looking at your side and thinking, I'm probably going to eat it. And I don't want to go to your side of the pizza, but it's that competitor in me that starts thinking about, can I eat 3/4? I know I can eat a whole pizza. I'll just be honest. I don't know if I can do it now, but when I was younger, there was no problem killing, a 2-liter and a whole Pizza King pizza. It just wasn't even a question. Now,
16 ounce or 16 inch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can definitely go after a 16-inch.
Yeah.
Royal Feast. Like nothing. But you'll pay for it in the car. Like by the time I get to the car, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
So my question, I guess, is, are you going to be upset if I cross that line?
No.
Okay.
No.
You kind of questioned yourself on that.
No, I had to think about it. Maybe No, maybe 10, 15 years ago. But I'm not as I just had this conversation with a teacher, Pat Trent was, I don't know if Mrs. Bodell was a teacher when you were in school.
No,
Okay.
no.
Anyway, we're talking. She's older than I am, but had a discussion about their eating habits and how her and her husband don't eat as much. You know, they're in mid-70s.
Oh yeah, sure.
And I I said something the same. I'm the same way over here. The past 10 years, my, you know, the amount of food that I eat has decreased quite a bit.
Interesting you say that, because in the interview I was listening to with Joey Chestnut, he made the comment that he's 39, and I wonder how long. So he's one.
If there's a shelf life for their
Right. Yeah, because
you'd think it'd be something you just got better and better at, but
well, I would think that too, but I've noticed myself, I've slowed down on the amount that I can consume. You know,
well, and that does have to have some sort of, there does have to be some downside to that.
oh man, you mean like the amount he's eating?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Well, definitely some downside. Just think about what happens
Possible diabetes.
I'm going to show you. The dude's in decent shape, and I don't know if you ever watched any of the Kobayashi.
He doesn't look. Yeah, and he wasn't a big guy either.
No, but he was like, he had muscle.
Did he?
Yeah,
okay.
like
I thought he was
pipes, and I think that might have been something that he may have had some performance enhancing drugs that got him kicked out of the competitive eating league. I'm not sure.
Oh.
But so I'm just thinking to myself, what you're saying is exactly right. I can't eat as much as I used to. I certainly can.
Yeah.
I think I can still eat probably a half of a Pizza King pizza now. I try not to. So when we go out to eat, we don't get a 16-inch if it's just two of us anymore. Because the problem is, I will still try to eat that much. And it gives me
You go out with the intent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was a point in my life when if I left a restaurant feeling miserable, that was a win. I mean, I went out with some friends one time. We were Christmas shopping down in Indy, and we went to some steakhouse. I don't remember if it was Outback or somewhere else. And I got like the porterhouse, like a 16-ounce or whatever it was, the biggest steak they had on the menu. And when I was done with that, I'm looking around at other people's plates, like specifically my wife's, and I finished what she didn't eat. And like my buddy's looking at me like, yeah, get it, man. I'm like, heck yeah, I mean, we're going after it. We walked out in the parking lot, and I threw up all over the place because of how much I ate. So, I mean, but that was probably 25 years ago. I was probably 24, 25 years old. I don't do that anymore. I mean, I still walk out of some places a little bit miserable, like, oh man, why'd I do that? But I don't like go in there with intent to make myself belly sick. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like it happens accidentally. But maybe it's because it's a treat to me. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, going out to eat was a treat.
Yeah.
Now it seems like it's just something we do.
Yeah. This league is only an American league, right? It's not a worldwide.
I don't think so. There was an Australian and a person from the UK in this.
Well, there might have been international competition, but is it a?
I'm looking to see. It's all right. So I pulled it up. The Major League Eating, the MLE, is an organization that oversees professional competitive eating events and television specials. MLE's stated mission is to maintain a safe environment for all events to create dynamic, enjoyable fan experience. What about the eaters? That it should be a dining experience you're trying to put together for them. So
They're all about the fans.
Yeah, well, that's
There's
good. You know,
very little about the food.
it has the annual Nathan's famous 4th of July
Yeah.
International Hot Dog Eating Contest.
Okay, so that's international then. Okay.
And it does, seeing a business opportunity, the brothers founded the International Federation of Competitive Eating. That's the IFOCE. I don't want to say that out loud. You know, like you put an acronym together.
Yeah.
IFOCE.
Yeah.
In 97, it regulates and organizes events and TV deals. And it eventually became the professional.
97 was the first year?
That's when they put it together.
Oh, okay.
And it's then become known as the Major League Eating. It coordinates events in the U.S. and Canada. So the Major League Eating is just U.S. and Canada.
Okay. Yeah, see, and that's what I would guess like Ethiopia is not not competing, you know, doesn't have a team in this. You know,
I didn't see anyone up there that appeared to be from Ethiopia. There were no long distance runners.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I kind of figured, that it was kind of an American thing to
Yeah, but Kobayashi is
he was what, Japanese or
he's Japanese competitive eater.
Yeah. See, and that's the first I ever heard about it, was that there was some little foreigner guy, Japanese guy, who was little, but he, you know, was winning all these competitions. And I was thinking, wow, you know,
he's 5'8".
Yeah, size didn't have to be. And you'd picture, I'm sorry, but you know, to me, you'd picture an obese person.
Absolutely. Right.
I don't know. There's another guy on TV, or the internet, Beard Meets Food, or
Man versus Food.
No, the Beard. He has a big, huge beard.
Oh, I haven't seen him. I'm gonna look at him.
I think it's Beard versus.
I do see that. Beard Meets Food, huh?
Yeah,
it's a YouTuber.
Beard. Yeah, and he's not a really big guy, but so it's not like these are, you know, you'd think they'd be enormous people but they're not. I don't know. There's probably some sort of scientific explanation as to how they can put all that food in them and how they can get it out effectively. But
just thinking about, I'm going to throw out some numbers here. So in 2001, Kobayashi ate 50 hot dogs in 12 minutes. So
it was 50 and 12, and now, oh goodness,
now it was 62,
down to 10 and 10
in 10 minutes.
So they must have cut the time down to.
Yeah, but it showed on Joey Chestnut's page that when he ate that 76, I think it was 76 a few years ago, which is now the world record, that was in 12 minutes. So they go by dogs per minute.
Oh.
DPMs. You know, it's kind of like beats per minute, dogs per minute, the DPMs.
Wow.
Yeah.
DPM.
So that's really interesting. So in 2001, we were at 50, and now we're at 62, which is 12 dogs is like, this is with buns, by the way.
Yeah, right. With buns. Yes, with buns.
I heard a comment when I was watching the video of them in the competition. Some guy dropped a hot dog. And the commentator talked like that was like airballing a free throw in a clutch moment. That's the way the
the time it took him to reach down and he lost that dog.
The dog, like, he dropped the hot dog before it, you know, he smoked it into his mouth.
So what happens then? I mean, is that dog off that he doesn't get?
I don't know.
Is it a foul where he's like penalized a dog?
So I'm gonna type in, what if you
-1 dog
a hot dog in the Nathan's competition?
I think you could be forced to eat it.
There are rules. Explain. Time limits. I got to open this up, man. So speaking of hot dogs, I do like a good Nathan's hot dog. Are you a hot dog? Do you care?
But I couldn't tell you what a Nathan's hot dog tastes like.
Man. it's an
We don't have them around here.
We do. Yeah, they have them out at Needler's. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we
Well,
don't have,
I
like,
mean around here, like
legit Nathan.
in my back pocket.
I spent years ago. We had like a cookout or bonfire. My dad came out and we had bought a bunch of hot dogs, different brands of hot dogs, and I did a hot dog eating, kind of sampling.
Yeah.
And Nathan's came out on top. There was like Nathan's, Ballpark, the Eckridge.
Eckridge. I was gonna say Eckridge is probably the one I'm probably most familiar with.
There's
maybe
another
Oscar
brand.
Meyer.
Yeah, they're very similar. Eckridge and Oscar.
Yeah.
Now I would imagine to the true connoisseur,
Yeah, they could tell you.
I like a hot dog. I like hot dogs, but and folks, please. Just know, because I like hot dogs, I know that there's scraps up off the floor. It's like people sweeping things into them. There's bugs in them. It does not really affect me. I'll just be honest. I've eaten food off the floor that I personally have dropped. I mean, full disclosure, I've eaten a no-bake cookie off of the bottom of someone's shoe in a bathroom before. So I needed the money, Scott. I needed the money. I was kind of broke at the time, and it was a dare. I got $5 for it, and I got to eat the no bake cookie. Like if I could survive that, I could probably survive just about anything. But anyway, God, we're way off topic. That was way too much information. One of these days, somebody's gonna ask me about that. I'm gonna have to be honest with them and say, yeah, it's true. But okay, so hot dog eating rules explained. Ah, man. Oh, I guess last year was the first one they'd had since. So 2020.
Oh, since COVID.
22, yeah. So that's why there's a gap, and he didn't have all those other ones. Interesting. All right. So I did hear somebody say that it would take, and if next year somebody else beat Joey Chestnut, it wouldn't be until 2040. It would take somebody until 2040 to be the next Joey Chestnut. 2040.
Oh, to win that many years.
Yeah.
Consecutively.
Yeah. Or that many. I think he's the worst he's ever placed is third. He's had a runner up in a third place.
Wow.
All right. So, contest eating rules. Each competitor has 10 minutes to eat as many hot dogs as possible. The competitors receive one plate of 5 hot dogs and buns at a time.
They receive what?
5.
Five at a time. Trays of 5. Okay.
Yep. So the Major League Eating told people in 2022 that ketchup and mustard are not permitted. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You're just eating a plain hot dog, dude. That's going to be tough for me. I'm still like, it's like I'm still 8. I still put ketchup on my hot dog.
Do you?
Oh yeah, I'll put a little mustard in there. Sometimes I'll put some barbecue sauce. You ever tried one with barbecue sauce?
Oh, I've tried ranch. I've tried almost
ranch.
I've tried about every type of condiment. Mayonnaise, Miracle Whip.
I will have to try ranch next time. I've never that just never crossed my mind because, like I said, I'm still 8 years old in my head.
Yeah.
And ketchup goes on hot dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's embarrassing when we go someplace and I get ketchup on a hot dog.
Oh, and
like, seriously?
Adults look at you.
Yes, I am. Oh man, sorry. Got a little loud there, but we ate at a brewery up in Fort Wayne. Oh man, I can't remember which one it is now. It's over on the east side, over by the Ivy or the Indiana Tech campus. And that's all they serve in there is hot dogs.
Oh.
Yeah. Like legit, great stuff.
Yeah, well, they should serve a good hot dog then.
All right, so no ketchup, no mustard, and they are Nathan's in there. Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
I'm gonna give them a shout out here in a minute. I'll look it up and see. Competitors can separate the hot dogs from the buns, but must eat an equal amount of each. So you could pull all your hot dogs out, shove them in,
squeeze out all the air out of your bun, and
that's a great idea. Never thought about that. All right, and then, but it has to be an equal, like 49 hot dogs and 48 buns. That's going to equal a score 48.
Okay, yeah.
Competitors are allowed to dunk the hot dog and the bun in a cup for as many
just disgusting.
5 seconds.
That's just disgusting.
Oh, God, man, you would think all that extra fluid going into your stomach would be hard.
Yeah.
But I guess that would be faster than trying to eat and take a little bit of water because I mean you could have one dog in one hand shoving it in because you watch them.
Oh yeah, they're shoving it in,
and you could be dunking another. So it's like
yeah.
coordination. So I guess it is. Now we're starting to talk about sport again.
Coordination, no.
You'd have to be coordinated to.
What dexterity!
Dunk dog. You got a dunk dog shove, dunk dog shove. You know, I'm just thinking, how do I play that out in my head? You know, it's kind of like if I'm on my bike, I'm thinking about my cadence as I'm riding. I ride along, and I'm thinking about my cadence, and I'm trying to keep a constant cadence. If I'm a competitive hot dog eater, I am dunk dog shove, dunk dog shove, dunk dog shove. I don't know if that's a fast enough pace to keep up with him, but it's pretty fast. So any no utensils. You are allowed to break up the hot dogs, but must do so with your hands. Any eater who vomits during the competition is disqualified. So if you can hold it in, and you could be the guy on what was the show? Where was the kids show? Stand By Me.
Yeah, where they get the
pie eating contest.
Yeah, he takes
chunks.
Yeah.
Like he's almost like a sprinkler blowing chunks over everybody in the audience. And then the competitor with the most hot dogs and buns eaten within 10 minutes wins. Okay. It might sound pretty gross, but the softer the bun, that allows the eaters to get the hot dog down faster, which I get that. If it's dry.
Yeah.
You know, the bun's dry, it's going to be, man. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to proclaim that it is a sport. And the reason I'm going to say it, and there's two major reasons. It's physical. It's a physical competition. I'm just thinking about his jaw after 10 minutes of shoving dogs down his throat. But he's wearing a jersey and the shirt. The shirt is a jersey here, if you can see him. But he has an official Nathan's jersey. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
see the...
If you're wearing
Uncle Sam, is that Uncle Sam?
Uncle Sam is on there. Yep. So I'm calling it
a sport.
I'm calling it a sport for two reasons: the physical components, which are number one, your jaw, your belly has to hold on to all of that. So just like you would hold a football, you have to hold hot dogs and not blow chunks, and you have to have that dexterity of dunk, shove, dunk, shove, dunk, shove, dunk, shove, or don't dunk, take, drink, don't dunk, take, shove, don't drink.
Well, just because there might be a method, I don't know if that kind of leans towards the sport or not. Now, the fact that it does take some physicality to even hold that amount of hot dogs in your stomach.
Right. Just like it would to hold a football or to shoot a free throw. You're questioning me. I can see that.
Well, it'd be tough to necessarily call it a sport. Although I think that chess has been called a sport.
Well, there's strategy and physical in there. Yeah. I mean, you have to move that piece. That takes.
Yeah. I don't know. Look up and see, is chess considered a sport? Or is it just a game?
Chess a sport. I mean, the Google will know. Yes, chess is recognized by the International Olympic Committee.
I think they're going to add it to Olympics here this coming next year.
Seriously?
I believe so.
So there's a chance for competitive eating to be an Olympic sport.
There most definitely is.
Watching that on TV,
or EA.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Yeah, electronic sport. I was just looking at some EA environments for high school classrooms. There's one over in Rossville, Indiana. I want to go check out. They've got a really cool one set up in an old lecture hall.
Oh, very nice.
It looks really cool. I'm going to reach out to the principal, see if I can get it.
Go under scholarship now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Purdue's got a big one. Like a lot of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, how can we deny that competitive eating is a sport? There's got to be strategy involved. I mean, they have a dogs per minute count.
Oh, slow down, champ. Slow down.
Look at me, Scott. Look at me.
Take it easy, champ. You're way ahead of the BPM.
Dunk
or the DPM. You're way ahead, champ.
Right.
You're gonna peter out. You're gonna.
Look at this guy's face. Tell me he is not in full competitive mode. I mean, he is in the game, dude. Like, look at his face. His eyes are closed, the intensity, he's in the moment. He has worked towards this moment. He is the number one competitive, and it even says it in his title, number one competitive eater
of all
world,
time.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Now, Kobayashi is known as the godfather of competitive eating. And I'm not sure what happened to him. You mind if I look that up?
No, and something, the beef between him and Joey had something to do. I saw that it looked like Pizza King had sponsored the pizza eat-off that he and Kobayashi were the two challengers in, and he says that Joey Chestnut cheated during that competition, is what the feed was getting at today.
Really?
That's what it says.
So wait a minute. Did you say there was a beef between them?
There was a beef.
Well played.
Yes.
Well played. Yeah, so his reign launches. Granted, I didn't know about competitive eating until Kobayashi hit the scene. I mean,
yeah, so that was probably, 20 years ago or close to?
Yeah. So he stayed further and further from the Frankfurter. Oh, nice job. Article. He stayed further and further. So what happened to Kobe? Not much. If you're expecting the tragic downfall of a once dominant champion, there's not really much there. There's a lot of red tape, though. Kobayashi's eating career started to spiral. He entered a contract dispute with. If there's a contract involved, there's gonna be a dispute.
That there was, and it didn't mention that in the thing I've seen, because he was in another eating league.
Oh, that's it. That's what it says right here. Yep. So he was competing outside of the major league eating banner, which got him banned from Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Right.
Ending his chance at redemption versus Chestnut. And Kobayashi claimed they wanted complete control over me. Yeah. I just wanted to compete and do what I love, shoving food in my face. I don't think he said that, but I just threw that in.
Overeating.
Huh. Oh, man.
For 10 minutes a day.
Wow.
10 minutes a year.
Rise and fall of Kobayashi. It's incredible. Huh. Good stuff, man. Well, I'm just putting it out there. I know I can't compete at the 61, 62 hot dog level.
Oh, no.
I would say in my prime, when I was like younger and I had the capacity to wolf down food without knowing there are consequences, when I was just young and dumb and didn't realize that, you can't eat that much. I think I could have competed in one of these, given some training, because we just did determine it is a sport. Given some training. Are you still in debate over that?
Yeah.
Get on the wagon.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm gonna have to get on the wagon about a bunch of things.
Well, I gotta get on the wagon too. Like,
yeah,
I picked up like 10 pounds in 2 months, dude. And it's because Pizza King. I lived down in southern Indiana for 3 years.
No pizza down there.
They do, but it's like that other Pizza King.
Yeah, okay.
I've literally been with.
Did they have a Pizza King down there?
They do, and they are different. We were in one in. God, this just turned into a Pizza King conversation more than anything else. But I'm okay with that. I love me some Pizza King. Shout out Pizza King. So we were at a Pizza King in not Connorsville, Brookville. somewhere around Brookville, Indiana. We
Okay.
went
Yeah, no worries.
canoeing with my brother and his family.
Yeah, Brookville. Then
yeah.
it's a good place.
So we roll into this this Pizza King, and I think anything south of US 40 is going to be a different Pizza King, just being honest. So we go in there. We had put up an order, like my brother and my sister-in-law Carrie, that they put up an order of like $180, and we're getting ready to pay. And Carrie looks back and she sees the breadsticks that they're making back in the back, and she said, "Are those your breadsticks?" And they're like, "Yeah." Those aren't Pizza King breadsticks. He said, "No, we have them. We buy them, and then we just put them through the oven." She goes, "Oh, we're not eating those. We're leaving." And we left. Like she's getting ready to
close
pay.
the order.
Just shut it down because of breadsticks. And I agree. The breadsticks are a vital component of what makes Pizza King work there. I'm just saying, dude. Like we've become accustomed to those little tiny twigs of bread.
They're real thin.
They are, unless you get them half baked. They're a little bit more plump.
Yeah, but they're really thin.
They're not really. I'm a little torn on that too because I'm a bit of a traditionalist, and if they're I'm holding up a pin. If they're about pin size, that's a Pizza King breadstick. But if you get them half baked, which I think we're able to survive better half baked anyway. Put that out there. Don't want to get political or nothing with but anyhow, half baked. I think we live in a better universe a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But those breadsticks are just incredible. I've walked out. Like I now have, I'll walk out. I think the Pizza King here in Hartford City has gone through a transition. They were really good the last time I was in there. Past few times. So in the past year, it's been incredible. I'd heard through Hartford City Happenings, which is a major news source.
Yes. Yeah.
They are better than Wikipedia.
Yeah, more reliable source. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
admin
So
control.
I forgot. Yeah, you were. Well, have you been back a year now?
It's been a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been back in the swing of things. So
and I truly attribute that 10 pounds that I've gained
being
back here and eating Pizza King on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
Not that Pizza King puts on the pounds, it's me.
Yeah.
But because of its availability.
Eating there. Yes.
And there was some great food down in Madison, man. I could do a podcast just talking about Madison food. Oh, man, I'm a lover of that town. But man, speaking of great pizza, I want to shout this out. We had some pizza over at Bad Dad Brewing this past week. If you have not been, I highly recommend it. So they brew their own beer over there.
Where is this?
It's in Fairmount. You know where Grains and Grill?
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it's on the backside of Grains and Grill.
Yeah.
Great pizza. We had some cheesy breadsticks.
Okay.
There was more mozzarella cheese on there than I think there might have been bread. It was like my daughters were cutting pieces of mozzarella off of the cheese, like chunks off these cheesy breadsticks that didn't have any bread on them, and like handing them over. And all of us are looking at it like, oh God, this is going to stop us up for a week or so, but have had no ill effects. Everything's
good. Yeah.
You were worried.
Yeah, I was concerned.
But it was really good.
Yeah.
So the pizza we had, oh gosh, what's the name of it? It's going to take me a moment to remember now, but it was so good I forgot the name. But it had like a ricotta.
Ooh.
So good, man.
It's probably been 5 or 6 years since I've been over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was I just probably had hamburger type.
Well, Grains and Grill has been there. I think Bad Dad
Maybe that was it. Maybe it was Grains and Grill back then.
It was in its infancy. They're still both there.
Okay.
So Grains and Grill's the front. It's just like restaurant. It's got some great food in there too, but then Bad Dad is right behind it. I don't know what their affiliation with one another is. They're just renting space, or they're co-owners. Don't know, but I'm a big fan of like independent brewery, anything independent. I'm not a big chain restaurant person. Now when it comes to hot dogs, though, I do like a good Nathan's hot dog. I like that brand name. However, last week I had a deer dog at a 4th of July party. And I'm telling you right now, that thing was so good. I was a fan. Deer dog. It was made from deer meat. And,
Yeah.
so it's just somebody's local butcher,
Okay.
putting that thing together. That thing was really good. Reminded me a little bit of a Nathan's. And if you haven't had a Nathan's, folks, go out and get a package of Nathan's and just put them up against, an Oscar Mayer wiener and see how they size up. I think that Nathan's can hold their own. Oh my God, it's going to get bad with the puns. I'm going to sound like Carl Azuz off CNN 10 or something. But anyway, dude, competitive eating. I need an answer from you. We've talked about this for going on a half hour, 40 minutes here. Sport, not a sport. I need a definitive answer, and this is going out there on the airwaves for posterity.
It's definitely a competition.
Man, I need a commitment.
I'll tell you what, it checks probably more boxes than it leaves empty. So,
does it check more boxes than chess? I'm gonna throw a few out there to you just to help you. Competitiveness, check. Physical play, check. Strategy, dogs per minute. Don't forget dogs per minute.
yeah, it's pretty.
Check.
I almost, could you imagine anybody's strategy being like, no, we need more dogs. We need you to be able to put down more dogs.
To dunk or not to dunk?
Screw the DPMs. We need more dogs out of you.
Come on, shove it in there.
Yeah. Like, hey, again, I couldn't imagine this conference. Like, slow down, Joey.
Right.
Your DPM is you can't, you will never be able to sustain this for 10 minutes.
Right. So I don't know if you listen to my podcast with Dalton Willman, but he talks about he has to keep pace when he runs his marathon.
Well, he probably does.
He actually calculates it all out. He knows that if he goes out too hot, it's going to affect him. Well, what if Joey goes out too hot and, consumes 10 hot dogs in minute 1? Whew, that's going to get him to 100. Is his belly going to be too full towards minute 8 for him to even shove another one in? Is it going to put him under some sort of physical duress?
But he would be 80 dogs.
Could he? I mean, what if it puts him in a place where
let's say he quit after 7 minutes, he'd have 70 dogs.
Okay, but his competitors are watching that, and they know he's going to dog out.
He doesn't have,
like,
he's
hey,
got 70 dogs.
Just got to pick up one or two dogs a minute to catch up to him.
No, he'd already have the victory. They weren't.
You think he's going to stand there and just cheer? Man, I'll be honest, he probably could. In this competition, the closest guy was like 48.
I was gonna say, yeah. Who?
Close. It was really, really
bad. Everything in me wants to say that it is not a sport, but like I said, it probably checks more boxes than it doesn't.
So, just for comparison, in the women's division, Mickey
40.
Mickey Sudo ate 39 and a half hot dogs en route to her ninth.
I give women too much credit.
The second place finisher was Mayo Ebihara, who ate 33 and a half. So Sudo, who's of Port Richey, Florida.
Can't eat the.
I mean,
he almost ate out or. Never.
You're gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, never mind.
The first couple of minutes, I found myself. Here's what Sudo said. Said the staff or the stiff challenge from Ibihara distracted her, and she said, "In the first couple, I'm gonna read this as if I'm, I'm gonna put some drama in it. The first couple of minutes, I found myself watching her, which I never want to do. I never want to be distracted by the other competitors, she said after the event. Watching her, I fumbled my hands. I got stuck with a big ol' burp early on, but was able to correct and go for the win. I mean, so strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, she found herself distracted. You know, it's similar to you play baseball, right?
Yeah. Hey,
You're-
about it.
Right? There's some distraction there, and if you hear somebody over going, hey, we need a pitcher, not a belly itcher, you're going to get distracted by that. You might as well hang it up, brother. 'Cause, like, you're going to get some heckling.
It almost sounded like she was talking seductively about the way that woman was eating. But
don't you find that sometimes it's how things are said, not what is said?
is that it?
I mean, if I read that differently and said, the first couple of minutes, I found myself watching her. That's a whole different than, I said, the first couple of minutes, I found myself watching her. Which I never want to do. Yeah, that sounds very different.
Yeah.
I'm sure she said it. And I was just trying to be polite and put polite connotation towards it. I'm sure she was like, that first couple of minutes, I felt myself watching her. I'm so upset. Maybe that's how it was. But I'm just proud of them. I mean, I'm envious.
I couldn't eat 40.
No, it's not happening.
I couldn't eat 40. No.
I was at a concert years ago, and I can't remember. It may have been that lady I was just talking about, but we were at Ozfest years ago. I think it was in 2001. So this is 20 years ago. And there was a lady that come on stage in between Godsmack and somebody else that was on stage before them, and she was eating hard-boiled eggs. She set a world record that day. I don't remember what the number was, but I just remember Sully Erna coming out from Godsmack, and he's got a really thick Boston accent. He's like, "How the hell did she eat all those eggs?" Like, just the way he said it, cracking us up. But I watched that happen. I watched the world record on hard-boiled eggs. You ever watch Cool Hand Luke?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say 50 was but he palmed. He palmed. He didn't. He cheated.
Yeah. Yep.
He only ate 48.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he palmed one and.
So he cheated, which makes it a competitive. There are rules and regulations, so competitive eating could be a sport.
Well,
I can't believe you're on the fence on this.
There are rules.
I can't believe you're on the fence on this.
Yeah, it's just hard to.
You just can't make that commitment.
It's hard for me to go out there and say that.
What if it were?
Probably the strategy involved is probably the weakest of the arguments.
All right, so there's a physical component.
Yeah, I know there's a physical component. I know it's a competition.
And there's strategy.
There is a minimal amount of strategy.
Do you think there's practice involved?
Yes,
okay.
I believe they have to practice. Yeah,
I mean,
he has.
I think both of us are looking here going 60.
Yeah, there's
62.
Yeah, it'd have to practice.
You got to work on this. It's a skill set.
Yeah.
So there is skill.
All
right. You're hanging up on a couple of them.
Yeah.
I'm going full in, man.
Are you?
I'm going full in. This is a sport.
Yeah. Would this be one that you'd be proud to have your son?
Let's put a monetization on it. Prize for first place. And you guys right now listening going, oh my God, does he type that slow? Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I hunt and peck. Prize for first place at Nathan's.
100,000?
Is it? No. Come on, man.
$1 million?
No. 10 grand.
That's it?
10 grand. Now, they are Title IX because it's 10 grand for the men's and women's.
Okay.
And granted, I mean, just like many other sports, unfortunately, they get the men's get more profile, higher profile, but at least they're owning it and saying, hey, everybody's going to get the same.
10 grand.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, 10 grand. Are you kidding me? Man. See, now on that end of it, I just don't know. And maybe long term we see the health effects that this has on Joey. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just thinking
true
about
too. Is like he's in his 40s now.
yeah. So
Let's
the
see.
next three get 25, 1,500, and 1,000. So yeah,
Yeah, not gonna make a living, even if he goes to one every week.
right. Well,
Well, one every week would be a decent week, but
I'm just thinking about the training, the
yeah, he could.
insurance.
Yeah,
And he's not going to be independently wealthy from food competitions. He's going to be full.
hmm
He'll live a full life.
yeah, and he probably has signed a few endorsement
Oh,
deals
yeah.
for
Yeah.
I would imagine he
Man, you got me going down all kinds of rabbit holes now.
makes some
I got to look up and see Joey Chestnut's
net worth.
endorsement. Yeah.
Or-
Oh, yeah, net
or-
worth. That's a great way to go to it. Yeah. There. It's funny you say that because my computer's listening. It says Joey Chestnut net worth. That was one of the things.
Not much over $1 million or so, probably.
Check yourself.
Ooh, or 20 million or so.
Joey Chestnut's net worth is settling in around 4 million.
4 million. That's pretty good.
Okay, so now all of a sudden I'm thinking about, but this is the
One out of
This is like 20 years of his life.
right.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, if they're doing it and they're having fun, and it go for it. There's not a whole lot that I would say to one of my kids if they were competitive eating. Be like, is it good? No. Well, are you having fun? Yeah. Okay. As long as their body is not hurting. I was thinking about a moment ago, after he's done eating, the size of his stomach, like his stomach.
Oh.
He's had to grow his stomach. It's like it's a bladder, right? It's like a bladder.
How much does how much does 63 hot dogs weigh? And you're not including bun, and we'll just take the buns out of this equation. We'll just go with hot dogs.
Their hot dogs weigh 3.5 ounces.
Okay, 3.5 times.
70 hot dogs would weigh 15 pounds, and they would have 19,000 calories. 19,000 calories. Now listen, he's leaving that stage, and he's going to barfing all that up. You know what I mean? He's not letting that sit.
Yeah, you couldn't.
He would have to, like, even if he couldn't at this point, because he's been doing it so long, he would have to go and just chug like water to make himself throw up. You can't.
Yeah.
The dude's not huge. I mean, he looks to be in fairly good physical condition. So his abdomen, he would have to have some core strength there to be able to regurgitate that often.
Oh, is that a part of the sport?
It would have to be. I mean, for real, man. I'm glad that you said, is that a part of the sport? Now we have confirmation for eternity that Scott Love has proclaimed competitive eating a sport.
Slip.
You just said it. It was a Freudian slip. And you owned it. I appreciate it. I was wondering if we were going to get through the episode without you taking ownership of that. So 70 hot dogs are 15 pounds, 19,000 calories. Good.
15 pounds in just hot dogs, and then you gotta, let's go ahead and throw the buns. You got another pound or so in buns.
Well, it does say with bun.
Oh, with bun, okay.
Yeah. So just for comparison, in 1972, when they held this competition, they ate 14 hot dogs in 3.5 minutes. So if you multiply that by 3, that's 42, 42 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
That's a bit. No, that wasn't bad.
I mean, there were competitors that were getting in that 40 range today even. So
Yeah.
God bless, dude. Well, I think we learned a lot today. And I'm so thankful that here at the end, you've taken ownership of it being a sport. Man, thanks for being here, brother. I want to do this again.
I want to get a Joey Chestnut jersey now.
Man.
Sports jersey.
I'm going to look it up right now and we'll find it. Joey Chestnut.
Number
again for admitting it's a sport. You just did that again.
Sports jersey, yes. Sports jersey.
Get an autographed Joey Chestnut. Let's see if there's an autographed Joey Chestnut jersey. On eBay, Joey Chestnut. Oh man, and it's like a sports card, dude. $350. Here's one that's a Nathan's plate. Oh my! I might have to buy.
He's
this.
probably selling them.
I might have to.
He's probably at home printing them out and doing them himself because he's like, I need only 10 grand. You know, that's
$53 for a signed plate. Look at that. I might have to get one for the wall here in the studio. It's a Joey Chestnut Nathan's hot dog signed plate. $53.
I'm not oh, I was going to say, hang on.
Oh.
Did I not bring glasses over here?
Look at that. Oh, that in all its glory. Right in the middle of it.
Is it a paper plate?
It is a paper plate.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking, how would that look? Maybe right over here by the Rocky poster. That would be. I mean, think of the conversation we could have. We've had an hour conversation about Joey Chestnut today. If I had the plate, and it's certified, it's got a sticker of authentication. I mean, that thing's legit. Oh, there's a bobblehead. All kinds of fun Joey Chestnut stuff. I had no idea. Here's a photograph. I like the plate. The plate is my favorite out of all of them so far. Oh, here's one for $106. Why is that one more? It's just a plate, dude. Huh. A baseball? Come on, man.
Yeah, don't confuse our sports.
That's right. Here's what's interesting. To win this thing, when you win this thing, you get the mustard belt. Why would you get the mustard belt if you can't put mustard on your hot dog?
Yeah.
You're doing the competition. We have a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I look forward to doing this again. There's a lot of questions unanswered here today.
It's in its infancy.
Yeah.
So, a lot of undecided or unanswered.
You want to come on again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it sometime.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, thanks for listening in. This is the Schick Show. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter. It's the real Mr. Schick at those places. And you can email me, therealmrschick@gmail. Or look for me on Facebook. Shoot me a friend request. It's just Scott Schick. Pretty easy to find. Go to scottschick.com. Yeah, anyway.
Or just show up at his house.
Man, yeah. So he just comes walking up here with a walking stick. I'm like, who is this guy knocking on my door? I'm like, hey, man, let's go talk about Joey Chestnut. Next thing you know, we're an hour into it and finally got out of him that it is a sport. So just putting it out there again, competitive eating, official sport. We're going to make an Olympic bid for it. Hey, thanks everybody for listening. I appreciate you. We're out.